Hello everyone and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. Today I'll be playing Viego in the jungle with the buffs that he received in patch 6.2e. Now Viego is definitely a champion that has an extremely high skill ceiling. He's one of the most difficult champions to master, which is why he probably doesn't have a crazy win rate over in China, because not only do you need to know what Viego's abilities do, you also need to know what every other champion's abilities do in Wild Rift and how it can synergize with Viego's ultimate. And in this gameplay, what you saw from the loading screen is going to be a bit of an interesting one. I think this gameplay is definitely going to show you the real 1 versus 9 carry potential with Viego, because this early game went horribly wrong, like really bad for myself and also for my team. But then in the later stages of the game, and this kind of reiterates my point back of like what I always say in Wild Rift, is just never give up. There are games that are always going to look extremely doomed, but as long as you don't give up, you always have a chance to win a game of Wild Rift, because one team fight can literally change it all. I mean, the enemy team has Lulu jungle, I have a Malphite support, so honestly who knows what's going to happen. I think you'll all definitely enjoy this gameplay. But whilst this gameplay is going on, I can talk obviously about Viego and what I think about the champion in general. If you talk to any high elo players, especially in Europe and also probably in America as well, they'll probably tell you that Viego was already broken last patch, and now he's just gotten even stronger. He got a base AD buff, which actually helps his jungle clear a lot during the early stages of the game. Most of the time you'll be able to get a sub 130 time, which is crazy fast for jungle clearing. But what I like to usually do in the jungle is I like to keep my second smite, so I can actually smite the second scuttle crab. But like this example, I can probably use both smites and actually get a sub 130 time, but instead, I would much rather save the smite and try and secure that first scuttle crab, even though actually, to be fair, I'm against a Lulu, so Lulu's, I don't even know what Lulu jungle clear speed is like. I guess Lulu was also content farming at the same time. Who knows at this point? This is also master tier as well. I've been playing a few more games recently. I think I'm nearly grandmaster now, but I took a bit of a break in the middle of this season just to kind of figure out what's going on, and also traveling and doing events and everything as well. So a lot's been happening, but it's nice to finally get back on the grind, I guess, with Wild Rift. Especially with all these new all these changes that are coming in as well. There are so many buffs that have been coming in recently to so many different champions. It's been absolutely great to play, to be honest with you. Go for a little bit of gank here in the top side. I could have definitely gone for the scuttle crab instead, but I tried to go for a gank in the top side, and then my Malphite went in and died anyway. So a little bit of an unfortunate scenario there. You can see that Lulu's just like sitting mid lane, just not even doing anything. I guess this Lulu style is more to do with maybe like trying to hyper carry and trying to just heal and shield and just hope that you can actually get some, I don't know, like get some kills with someone, or you just sit next to someone's side. I don't know how this works. There was a meta actually in China where you play Lulu mid lane and then you played Master Yi jungle, and the Lulu would just hover the Master Yi the whole time. This is just completely different though, to be fair. This is nothing like I've ever seen before, definitely. So yeah, as you can see, the score right now is 0-7. My team is losing in pretty much every single lane, which is really difficult. When your team is losing every single lane as a jungler, it's very difficult to actually try and do something. And here I actually ganked without my ultimate, which was a bit of a mistake on my part, but I wasn't able to get a kill. I wasn't able to get a reset, which meant that I was just like, okay, I'm not even going to try and gank top lane. I'm just going to go back to farming, because my bot lane also weren't there at the same time. So a little bit difficult there to try and 1 versus 2. I thought my damage output might have been a little bit higher. Maybe with my ultimate, I probably would have secured a kill, but I used it mid lane instead to try and kill the Lulu. But yeah, as you can see, 0-9. This game is looking a little bit dire. It's looking a little bit terrible, to be honest with you. You'll see later on what actually happens in this game as well. I have to say that I did a post a while ago and I talked a little bit about Viego's build, about going collector as the first item. In this gameplay, I actually tried out Essence Reaver first item. I do think in general Essence Reaver is a better first item to go on Viego. The only problem with going Essence Reaver as the first item is then you want to build like, you can build like Bloodthirster into Mortal Reminder. But once you build them 3 crit items, there isn't really a final crit item that you can really go. There's not like Bloodthirster and Immortal Shield Bow, which used to be the build before for Viego. Before with Viego, it was, I can't remember what the build was before. It was something like BT, Solari Charge Blade, Immortal Shield Bow, +1. I can't remember what the +1 was. But now, because Bloodthirster and Immortal Shield Bow are now combined in terms of items, it's very difficult to actually find that last item that you really want to go for crit if you're not going collector, which is why most of the time people go collector first item, because it can help your snowball, and also just because there's not really any other crit items. The only other crit item is Infinity Edge, which will see me go this game. So I'm going for a different style of build from what I've been recommending people to go for. But it's good. It's good that I've shown you, or I've kind of told you about the collector version of the build, and then this is the other version of the build. Sitting in the bush here, trying to catch out the Lux, trying to hopefully burst her down. She actually misses her first ability, but I missed my ultimate. That was, yeah, that was a little bit unlucky, to be honest with you, but we still get the double kill anyway. God, the combos and everything with Viego that you can do with other champions is just so satisfying. I was actually kind of unlucky there to miss my ultimate, because as soon as I use my ulti, the Lux flashed away. So it's actually really good timing by the Lux in terms of flash, but luckily I was able to follow up as well and still be able to kill the Lux, get the reset. And then as soon as I hit my reset, the most important thing to do with Viego, if you're in that scenario when you're in a fight like that and you just want to kill the enemy champion as quick as possible, most of the time all you need to do is just spam all the basic abilities. That's all you need to do. As long as you spam all the basic abilities, we get another kill here as well, which is really nice. So like there, you saw me spam Lux's first ability, second ability, and third ability. I spammed all of her abilities, and then after I used all of her abilities, I just used my ultimate straight afterwards. So all you're doing really is you're utilizing the cooldowns that you get back with your basic abilities, obviously on a different champion, and then you just look to try and burst them as quick as possible. That's the general knowledge that you need to know with Viego, especially in team fights like that. But there are some fights where maybe you need to play a little bit slower, or maybe you're playing a different champion that maybe doesn't have abilities like Lux that you can play more aggressive. Maybe it's someone like Lulu. You know, you'll see me a little bit later on actually take Lulu and play the team fights completely differently, because Lulu is not a champion that you can just spam all your abilities and then hope that you just one-shot them and just do enough damage. Whereas Lux, it's like, okay, I hit my first ability, I hit my third ability, and then I can do a crazy amount of damage. So what you'll see me do this game, you'll see, as I mentioned, SS even to Bloodthirster. I think this is probably a better 2-item combo, I would say, because Bloodthirster is still a very powerful item, and also it's still what's the word called? It gives you the sustain as well, and it gives you really the survivability that you need in the early stages of the game. But then you lose a little bit out on damage, because Collector actually does more damage early on. But as you can see, I mean, I have 3 of 5 of my team's kills at the moment, and my team have died 12 times already in all of my lanes, which is absolutely crazy. But what you'll see me do, and this is a really important point that I think you need to learn as a jungler, is that farm is more important than kills. Farm is the most important thing in Wild Rift when you're playing in the jungle, because jungle camps give you so much gold and so much XP that sometimes it's just better to AFK farm than to gank. Because like this scenario in this game, for example, every single one of my laners is losing. If I gank any one of these lanes, there's nothing that I can do at all. Like, I mean, also Samira dies there as well, which is pretty unfortunate. But there's nothing that I can do. And well, in every single one of my lanes are losing. As a jungler, this could be like very defeatist. You could be like, okay, there's no lane to gank. What am I supposed to do? And then you kind of play a little bit desperate. You're like, okay, I need to gank. I need to try and get my laners instead. But instead of trying to actually help out your team, and instead of trying to play that desperate play style of, oh, I need to try and get kills, I need to try and help my team out and try and gank and help my team, instead you should just be looking to farm. Because in this scenario, you're basically 1 versus 9. Like, you are the sole carry for your team, and there's nothing more that your team can actually do about it. I actually use my invisibility really well here. Lucian completely messed up with his dash, and this is where the carry potential comes in. Oh my god, the Lucian combos And then look at this with Lux. I know that I have a snare with my first ability. Use all my abilities. Boom. Slam them down for the triple kill. Now, I want you to take into consideration what I do here with Lulu. I was going to use my second ability to escape. I was like, what if Pyke face checks? I polymorph the Pyke, shield myself, and then dodge the Pyke ultimate as well. That is chef's kiss right there. That is absolutely beautiful and really shows that if you understand other champions as well as Viego, it's a scary champion to play against. Like that scenario, right? Like Pyke could have easily like eat forward, used his auto attacks, used his abilities, but because I polymorphed him and then I shielded myself as well to keep myself alive, instead of actually dealing damage to the Pyke, and as I mentioned, you know, sometimes you just want to spam your abilities and use them as much as possible to deal damage. There I was more defensive. I was like, okay, I need to think of how I can play this scenario. I was like, okay, if I polymorph the Pyke, that's really good. I can stop his damage. I then need to shield myself. I need to slow with my first ability, and then I use my ultimate straight afterwards. So you have to kind of plan in your head every single time you pick up a different champion, how am I going to play that scenario? And sometimes it's really quick decision making, which makes it, you know, makes it a viable option in the jungle. That quick decision making, that decisiveness of knowing what to do in certain fights is very, very important. But yeah, even though my team is behind this game, as you can see, I'm 6-0. I'm really trying honestly, I don't know how. I think my team just lost every single lane, even without Lulu ganking. Like I have no idea what Lulu has been doing most of this game. Most of the time I think she's just been, you know, kind of farming and everything as well. This fight was really unlucky, to be fair. I should have used my ultimate away much earlier. Yeah, this was, I don't really know what else I could have done here, because my idea here was that we all just sit in a bush and we just trap them, like I trapped the Lux earlier. But for some reason, my whole team just tunnel visioned on Dragon. I didn't want to start Dragon. Maybe I should have used my pings more, but I didn't actually want to start Dragon at that point. I was like, okay, I'm really far ahead. I just want to start a team fight. I want to catch out an enemy champion. We have like Morgana Snare. We have Malphite Ultimate. If I can kill one person and get the reset with Viego, then great. I'll be able to carry the fight. All you need is Viego is one kill. You get one kill, you get one reset with your ultimate, then boom, you're in a incredibly good spot. But for some reason, my team just tunnel vision towards Dragon, and then I unfortunately got caught out. Like I said, I should have used my ultimate away much earlier, but I was just hoping that my team would follow up. But as you can see, this is a scenario where when you're playing solo queue, this happens. I mean, your team just completely runs it down, as you can see. So I'm just farming up here. I'm taking Scuttlecrab. Meanwhile, my entire team is just dying again. Like, look, my Pyke is... the Pyke's about to get a kill. My Samira is about to die as well. I get a kill here onto Lux, and this is where everything shines. I kind of tunnel visioned here onto Lucian a bit too much, but I think that was fine. Because what I tried to do here is I tried to use my dash and use my other abilities. But look how much damage I'm doing to Dr. Mundo as well. It's absolutely disgusting. And then because I mean, if Lulu didn't flash there, I probably would have got a penta. Still trying to kill the Lulu, but I got slowed as well, so it's a little bit hard. Use my smite. Maybe I can catch Lulu. Yeah, I mean, that's an unofficial quadra kill right there. That's as good as I'm going to get in that scenario. I don't think I could have done anything better in that scenario. Tried to polymorph the Pyke again. Use my ultimate. Use my W. Unofficial pentakill. I'm claiming that as an unofficial pentakill. I kind of tunnel visioned a little bit onto the... also tried to hook the Lux, but I was a little bit unlucky there. I think I tunnel vision a little bit too much on that Lucian, but Lucian is one of the best champions to actually take with Viego because it gives you so much reset potential, and also he has a dash. If a champion that you're taking the soul over has a dash as well, it's insane because you have a dash with your ultimate and you also have a dash with like Lucian, for example. Now here I was thinking, should I buy Collector? It's like, no, it's a little bit too late to buy Collector. I was like, do I buy Anti-Shield? Do I buy Infinity Edge? Anti-Shield is pretty good because they have a Lux and they also have a Lulu as well. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy Anti-Shield. That's the most important thing I think at the moment, because as long as the enemy team doesn't have that much shielding from the likes of Lux and Lulu, then I think that I'll be able to do a lot more damage. Yes, I'm losing a little bit out on crit, but like I said, your final crit item is probably Infinity Edge, and it's so like Infinity Edge is such an expensive item. I don't even think it's that good, to be honest with you. Like, the only reason why people are building Infinity Edge at the moment is to go over that 100% crit chance and exceed over that cap. I'm kind of waiting here for me to get a reset. You can see here I'm trying to kill the Dr. Mundo, trying to get the reset. The polymorph kind of screws me over a little bit, but it's fine. We're still able to get the resets over and over again. We get the slow, we get the ultimate down. If I took the pike there, oh my god, it would have been so good. Like, the amount of times I got polymorphed and stunned in this fight makes it really difficult. And that is one of the counters to Viego, is if you can CC him down and if you can actually stop him from taking souls and getting resets over and over again, then you can easily burst him down. Because this style of Viego build, yes, you can one-shot enemy champions, but you can also be one-shot at the same time. So it's very difficult at times to actually, just it's sometimes very difficult to play against Viego, but at the same time, you can also carry and do a great job with Viego as well. We do get triple inhibitors, which is really nice. That's a great scenario to be in, getting triple inhibitors. But you can see that my team is like dying, and I've had to clean up like every single fight. But that's what Viego loves. That's what Viego wants to do in these fights. Viego is a champion that needs to play for cleanup. You're not a frontline tank. You don't engage right at the start of fights. You can see here I'm actually farming to try and get my Infinity Edge, my final item. As long as I get this Infinity Edge and get 5 items, I think I can kill absolutely everyone. So there you go. 2.5k gold. I ping my team to go back because I'm like, okay, guys, I have 2.5k. I have Infinity Edge. Guys, just don't fight. And then what do people do in solo queue? They fight anyway. So I'm like, okay, here's my time to shine. I'm 5 items with Viego. Here's where the carry comes in. Boom. Absolutely one-shot dilution. Dash straight onto Lux. Boom. Completely dead. Dodge away from the pike ultimate. Flash onto him. Dead. Triple kill straight away at the start. And the Mundo is, yeah, trying his best, but he's not going to be able to do anything at all. And there you go. There is the absolute cinema that you can do with Viego. But unfortunately, I'm not going to get a penta in the end because Lulu was like, I think Lulu's just in base. Yeah, Lulu's kind of given up at this point. Use a stasis. I'm like, I really want to go for this pentakill, but at the same time, I really want to end the game. But the Lulu wasn't escaping out of base. Level 15, 4 items with Viego. 1 kill is all you need with this champion. And there you go. There is the game-ending play. So this game really showed. I was like, what was it? It was like 312 on kills, and I was so far behind. My team was so far behind in kills. Every single lane was losing. But the one thing I focused on this game was just farming as getting as many items as possible and waiting for the right opportunities to fight. Because Viego is a champion that you need to find the right openings. You need to find the right opportunities. Not every single fight is going to go in your favor. But yeah, look, every single lane is losing. The bot lane is 6,000 gold behind. The mid lane is 2,000 gold behind. Actually, to be fair, Irelia did a pretty good job. Irelia was actually pretty far ahead as well. But you can see that final fight. Look at my Malphite's build. 310, 410. Oh my god. It's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, there's my full build for Viego this game. If you do want to give it a try, you got the collector build. You have the other build as well that you can also try. Surprisingly, Irelia did more damage than me. I'm not surprised that Lucian did more damage than me because they absolutely stomped the bot lane. But Irelia actually did 1k more damage than me, which is a little bit surprising. But look at my gold as well. 19999. I was 1 gold away from 20,000 gold this game in, was it a 16-minute game or something like that? I don't remember how long it was. Or 17-minute game. 20,000 gold in a 17-minute game is just absolutely crazy. I'm not too sure if I show my runes. Maybe I don't show my runes. I can't remember. But my runes are pretty standard as well. Nothing really crazy with the runes. Yeah, I don't show my runes. But there you go. Really showing the potential of Viego. Not every game is going to go like this, of course. Like some games are going to be a little bit dire. Some games are going to be very difficult to try and carry. But most games will look like this if you know how to play Viego. But again, you need to master the champion. And you need to also master every other champion as well to make sure that you get in a really strong spot to try and carry all of your games. But I hopefully enjoyed this gameplay run through. Hopefully learned a thing or two about Viego. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.